Ladies and gentlemen, it is crunch time here with the D16Z6 swapped EF hatch. If you guys remember in the last video, we got this beautiful thing running. So now we just need to take care of hopefully the rest of the stuff that's easy. We got brakes to do, suspension, some cooling system stuff. But to start off, I'm gonna be doing some thievery. I'm gonna steal some parts off of my EF hatch SI. This one is here. This is more of a longer term project because it's gonna get like the full on restoration, fully stripped down and built back from ground up. So I'm gonna steal the airbox, well, just the top of it, because I do still have the bottom half from the hatch we're working on now. So I just need this top part because although I do have the one from the gray hatch, this one is shorter. All right, now I just need it. There we go. It should come off now. Come on, baby. Oh, come on. There you go. Damn. Oh no. Need that clamp. Actually, we might not be able to use this because look, it's supposed to have a bolt going through there because this side's like a welded on nut here, but it only had this wire holding it on. But luckily on the other airbox, see, so here's the other half of the one I'm going to use. Luckily the other one had this on it, so we could just replace it right away. Now before I put this in, I'm going to go measure because yeah, so put that on there. It should fit. Yes sir, look at that. Hell yeah. And then I'm gonna clean it up too. I'm not gonna put it in all dirty like that. Come on, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna clean that up, make sure it shines all nice. We'll throw some treatment on there. I think you guys know where this is going. It's definitely OEM plus right now. So everything's gonna be looking super clean, man. All right, there's the first order of business taken care of. That intake is looking clean, man. As you guys seen, I went ahead and cleaned it up, and then I went over it. This isn't sponsored, but some Meguiar's Ultimate Black trim restore, plastic restore. Once I'm done, I'll probably go over the other plastics with it just so it looks extra good, but she's in there. We got the air filter in there, and now it leads to the factory box down here. And I also went ahead and notched this radiator, the fan shroud over here, because it was hitting on the body here and not letting it line up to these mounting holes right here. But now that we did that, she lines up good and we can throw some bolts on there. But I'm gonna leave it off for now still because I still need to change out the bottom, and then I'm waiting on the top hose to get here. But in the meantime, we'll just keep going with the things we can. So unfortunately, we're gonna be doing some more stealing off the hatch, but this time it's gonna be the exhaust. But we're only gonna be taking it off from the cat backwards because this one because I do still have the exhaust manifold and the little downpipe that came with this engine, so I won't need to take everything off of this one, just from the catalytic converter back, which I know is pretty much the whole system, but at least it'll be easier than trying to take the headers off than all the other stuff. I made a mistake. So I was looking at the hatch over here and I realized that I put the fan in upside down over here. That's why I thought I had to notch it, which is good that we only took a minor piece off of it, but I flipped it around because I was looking at the wiring and I realized that this green plug goes down there. And now look, that just lines up perfectly. And then we hella clear over here. So then the harness down there on the fan gets plugged into this one that comes off of here. And then the rest of the harness comes over here for the AC fan, which we don't have. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I might leave this in here just because I don't know, I'm older now and I might want AC later on, so that could probably be something else that we steal off this car in the future. But for now, we're just gonna leave it how it is. But yeah, onto the exhaust. Actually, you know what, before the exhaust, I just remembered I need to fix an issue that I have with the fuel system. So I installed the fuel pump, a Walbro 250 in there, And when we went to start the car, I could hear it and it works perfectly. But the only thing is that the gauge on my dash isn't reading right. So I bought this part here. It is a Honda part. There's the part number, so you can see fuel tank sending unit. I don't know for sure if it's gonna be actually the floater that is gonna be bad or the actual gauge in the dash, but I figured this one's pretty easy to change out. So I'm gonna do some testing on it, because with the multimeter we could set it to ohms and it should give us a reading depending on like where the floater is. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this one real quick just so we can see that it is good and what we should be seeing, and then we'll go ahead and test the old one and hopefully this is our problem. All right, so here's the floater. The ohms reading should change as we move it from empty to full, and that would give us the indication that it is good. All right, so we should get something as soon as I touch to this. Like if we hold it at full lock, 2.6, and then empty, 111. All right, cool. So now when we go test that one, as soon as I touch the leads of the multimeter to that one, I should see some type of reading. I believe I have like 7 gallons in there. So we're about halfway. So we should see a reading of about, I don't know, somewhere in the 60, 70. So let's go check that out. All right, I'm gonna try to do this with one hand here. Okay, so we're not getting anything. Yes, that means that this is bad. I did get this one. I changed it out because the other one was kind of broken, the one that came when I bought the car. So I bought this one from the junkyard just to see or just to replace it, but I guess it's not good. So I switched that. Yeah, we're not getting anything. Cool. All right, so I think we actually found the problem. Now I just got to take that one off, put this new one on there. And I still don't have a battery for the car, but I do have my jump box right here. So we'll hook that up to the car and we should see the fuel gauge on the dash actually working. All right, I got this collar off. It just spins. I used the hammer and a flathead. So now we can just take this out. Oh yeah, look how beat it is. I don't remember if it looked that bad when I put it in there. God damn. But either way, we do got fuel in there. All right, guys, I know I said I was gonna do the exhaust, but if there's one thing you guys should know about me or need to know about me, is once I'm trying to fix something and I can't get it right away, I'll just keep going and searching and doing research, trying to figure it out, man. And this is no different. And I think I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I think I might have figured out the issue, and it was something so simple. I honestly don't know how I overlooked it. So as I was looking through this again for like the 10th time, I finally realized that I had the turn signal fuse. It literally wasn't in here. It's this one here, and it wasn't in there. I don't know how I overlooked it. I mean, I've done a lot of shit to this car, so I mean, I'm not surprised that I missed something. You know, you got to give me some credit. It's the first thing I missed. But I did check it again because I did notice, like I was saying, my turn signals also weren't working. The hazards worked, but not the turn signals. So I was looking again. And I seen that it was missing the turn signal fuse, which, again, I'm not sure if it is going to work, because the one for the instrument lights is the one that's in there, and the tail lights and license plate lights, and that all works. But I mean, it's missing a fuse. So if this works, man, I'm gonna be so happy, because we also need it. It's crucial because I need the check engine light especially to flash on and off when I go do the inspection, like the emissions and stuff, or else it'll fail. It's an automatic fail if that doesn't work. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna turn the key. I'm nervous, bro. I've been putting so much time and research into this shit. All right, let's go. There, yeah! Let's go! Yes! Oh my God. Let's go. And look at the fuel gauge even works out, baby. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Let's go. All right, let's try that again just because of how beautiful it looks. We even got the check engine light to go on and off. That's good. Yes. We don't have any fucking check engine lights, baby. Yes. See, and previously this square was lighting up on the park, but not nearly as bright, man. All right, I'm gonna pop the trunk because the only one that's left to turn on is the trunk one because obviously we don't have that open. Let's see. Yes. 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 Let's go. Yes. Oh my God. I feel like 100 pounds lighter now, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we can move on to the exhaust. Let's go. All right, guys, I managed to get the whole exhaust down. It's hanging now. The only thing is, I think they welded this thing together instead of having it in pieces, because I just looked it up and it's supposed to have another like part where it bolts together up here somewhere, because it goes above the axle here, if you can see. So there's no way for me to take it out of here without fucking cutting it up, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things we're just gonna have to do. So the easiest thing to do is just gonna be, I think I'm just gonna cut right here on the bend, because if I cut it here where the weld is, then I'm gonna have to turn it to get it over the axle and all that kind of shit. Whereas if I cut here on the bend, it'll just be a straighter shot to just pull it forward. All right, now we could just pull this through. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the exhaust out. I did have to make another cut. Knowing what I know now, obviously hindsight's always 20/20, but I didn't have to make this cut here because I could have just made the second cut, which was right here, right in front of the curve. So let me show you. Let me put it back on here. I also marked it right here and here, so when I go back to weld it, I know exactly where to line it up. But yeah, I could have left this piece and then just cut up here and then just snuck it out. All right, guys, we got the old manifold and the downpipe off. I mean, it's beat, man. It's from 95, so I wasn't expecting too much. It would have been nice to get a heat shield, but even those, people were selling them on eBay for like 50 bucks, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't think it was worth it, so check this out. I got me a brand new exhaust manifold, well, some headers, and a downpipe. It's not no name brand, because trust me, I looked and they're selling for like $350, $400 just for the headers, bro. I'm like, y'all are tweaking, bro. So I went on young Temu and got me the Temu special, bro. These were like $70 something shipped, and I mean, they look really good. The only question obviously I have is how long the welds are gonna hold up, but I mean, they're looking pretty solid, man. I looked through them and I don't really have too many complaints. So we're gonna throw this thing on, and I mean, obviously I'm sure it's gonna make a world of difference to how it looks. Some people say that the downpipe doesn't fit quite right when it comes to hooking to the catalytic converter over here. So if we can't make that work, maybe I can make something work with the old downpipe and then just have the new headers on there. All right, guys, I got them fully bolted in. I'm gonna replace the dipstick. I do have one coming in, but it's coming all the way from Japan, so I'm gonna have to wait on another one because it's actually OEM. But onto the important thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that shit looks clean. Oh, that shit looks so much better. Hell yeah. I'm glad I got him. Haters gonna hate. but we just gonna keep pushing forward. Look how good they look. All right, now we got to see how well this J-pipe's gonna fit, man. All right, well, overall so far, I think I'm pretty happy with how it goes. Let me show you down here. J-pipe fits really nice. It actually fits pretty snug up against the oil pan. Not too close. I can still fit my hand in here, but it's not all the way down here to where it can get hit if we like go over a bump or whatever the hell. And it bolted up really nice. Now we just gotta hope that back here lines up and reaches to the catalytic converter. All right, wait. I just got some parts in the mail, and I think we're gonna install those before I start welding real quick, just because I think it would make everything easier. And it's actually an important part that I've been waiting for, because it's gonna allow us to fully mount this thing back up. Because if you remember, I was trying to use an EK rear T bracket to mount the swap into the chassis, but it didn't quite fit. So I ordered something off of Hossport that I didn't really even know they had. It's a conversion kit, so this will be the new T bracket. I think it's even shorter than the EK one. But then what's really gonna help is this piece here, because although I do have it mounted in, I just bolted the EF transmission bracket directly to the Z6 transmission, and it doesn't quite line up. You can tell on the mount how it sits kind of crooked, but this is gonna bolt to the transmission, and then the mount is gonna mount to this bracket. I was even telling my brother, I was like, if we ever go to boost this thing, it's gonna be kind of weird. I'm gonna have to figure something out for the mounts, because they're just gonna not be fully how they should when we're running a turbo. And luckily enough, I found these, so now we're gonna have a proper setup for the swap. Check it out. Let me show you what we got. Here's the passenger side, looking way better. We don't have it crooked in there no more. It's nice and even. And it also, well, let me show you the rear mount first. There's the rear T bracket looking really nice in there. And it also like straightened the engine, because before this side was kind of down like this. It wasn't too noticeable, but I could see it, and to me it made the swap feel like unofficial, if that makes sense. But now that we got it in here looking like it does, I'm so happy with it, man. You know what? I'm gonna have to do the shift linkage real quick before I hang up the rest of the exhaust, because I bought the bushings for it, that one there, and then the one towards the front that goes on this bottom one right here. But if I put the exhaust in right now, it's gonna be directly over that. So I'm gonna have to do this first before I continue with this down here. Because look how loose it is right now. Like you can see all the bass moving around. Yes, sir. All I did was cut that little lip off, and I was able to just slip it through easy. Oh, I got it. Let's go. Oh, that was easy, bro. What the hell? People be making this shit. Bruh. I swear, everything I read or heard about these bushings, people say that this is like the hardest thing in the world to put on. Bro, you seen that? That was easy. Let's go. Hell yeah. So now, where's the other one? Where did I put it? Right here. So now this one, I'm just gonna put this one on when I already have this part bolted up to the car, because since it's in 2 pieces, it actually slides off pretty easy, so that's gonna fall off anyway. All right, let's see if these shift linkage bushings really work, man. Oh yeah. Damn. Okay. That for sure makes a difference. I need to swap that out. All right, as I'm fitting this exhaust up, look at what I just realized, man. So we're gonna have to weld right here, but this right here is the fuel tank, bro. Oh my God, that's gonna be so sketch. So I think what I'm gonna do though, I'll just take the whole exhaust back down, and then I'll take this back piece off. I'm gonna cut it back here, probably right here. And then that'll give us about a foot away from the fuel tank. I'll feel a lot better about that. And then I'll just weld it here. And then once I do that, I'll be able to just slide this whole piece up and over the control arm. And then all I'll have to do is weld back here. You know what I just thought of while I was trying to weld this thing? What if, since now we're coming past the control arm here, what if I just let it dump right here instead of putting the muffler on? And I mean, maybe it won't be too loud. I guess I could try it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this tack. I'm gonna let this hang. I'm gonna start it and see how it sounds without it. We might just be on to something, man. All right, guys, check it out. So I have it cut off. It's hanging there, and that's where it's dumping out, right after the control arm. That actually is pretty sick, man. Hopefully, I mean, I think it's either gonna go one of 2 ways. It's either gonna be really good or just complete ass. But we're about to find out. I'm hoping it sounds good, because I kind of like that, just dumping right over that control arm. All right, let's see what happens. Yes. Building oil pressure, baby. Huh. Okay. That sounds pretty good. Yep. That sounds pretty good. Let's go. Yo, that sounds pretty good. I can't run it too long because we don't got coolant in there, but we're holding oil pressure. Hell yeah. What is that, about 82, 83 pounds? All right, well, I think that was a success, man. I'm gonna leave it like that for a while. I'm gonna button everything else up, drive it around like that, and listen to it. Once it has a good idle, it's running how it's supposed to. I mean, it sounds good. I just gotta put some coolant in it so I can run it up to temperature, make sure the fans are working. I don't have it in there right now. It's one of these 2. I have to put power to them because one of them doesn't work. But I do have the wiring in there already. I have the radiator in already. I just got the hose in the mail. The hose is in the mail, so I'm about to run those, and then we should be able to fill it with some coolant and run this thing up to temperature, man. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. I definitely didn't replace this thing. Look at the gasket on there, the O-ring. All right, guys, so I did test the sensor or the switch, and it is good. And yes, I did put a new O-ring on there. Oh no, that gasket's not gonna work. No. Damn. I don't think that O-ring's gonna work on there. You can see the O-ring just sticks out. All right, yeah, that's way better. Way better. All right, let's see if this one works better. Oh, yeah, there we go. Way better. It actually went in there. All right, cool. Now I need to put these two little ends into the clip right here. Yes! Yes! Now I just gotta plug this back in. Hell yeah, now we can fill this thing with coolant. Now you can see we got the coolant getting sucked in with the vacuum that we created with this thing. All right, guys. She is officially ready to start again. And it should run a lot better now because I put the O2 sensor on there. So it should read the air-fuel ratio and all that good shit that it does. So now we can officially try to run it up to temperature and see if, I mean, hopefully we don't have any leaks because we checked it with the vacuum fill, so. Got on the gauge 90 pounds. Let's go. All right, so now I'm just gonna let it run. We should hear the fan start. I tested the switch, tested the circuit, and it should work. So still got no leaks. Oh yeah, I'm starting to smell all that new stuff. Man, this exhaust though, with it dumping right here, that sounds so good. What the hell? I'm glad I thought of that. Let's go. See, it's weird because back here it sounds pretty good, but then up here is where it sounds all tappity, but it doesn't sound like it's valve train. Yeah, it sounds like it's just here in the exhaust. It's weird. The temperature is starting to rise. That's good. Hopefully we can maintain it now though. Look how good it sounds though. It's so chilling, it's not surging. Bro, this shit sounds good. I think I might need to tighten that bolt right there. You got a little bit of a leak coming out. Alright, no worries, we'll just do that once. I mean, everything's hot now. I'm just waiting for the fan to turn on. Both hoses are really hot. The temperature seems to be okay, so yeah, we're looking all right. Still holding pretty good oil pressure at idle, and it's warm, about 31, 32 pounds. Yes, the fan turned on. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Woo! All right, I just gotta let it cool down, tighten up that bolt a little bit, and I mean, other than that, just shut it off and check the oil. Like I said, I don't know this tapping sound. I think it's the exhaust because I put my, it doesn't really sound like valve train, so I think it's just the exhaust. Maybe because it's Chinese, it's cheaper material. But yeah, man, we got the cooling system officially done. Let's go, baby. All right, before I shut it off, I want to make sure my heater works. Oh yeah, that shit is hot as hell. God damn, yeah, it works. It works. Now that we got the exhaust and the cooling system done, which are two huge things that we needed to figure out, I want to move to the interior and try to finish that off. And to start it off, I want to do something actually that's really cool. It's from a company called Resto Tuner. Not sponsored or anything, but I just really love the product. There's the name. But what they do is they print off these stickers so we can update the interior. This one's for the fuel door, and this is the big main interior one. Look how cool that is, man. Being able to replace all that and make it look brand new. These are on the door handles, and what's cool is, look, It's reflective. And then this also goes on the door handle, the lock. And then the last one that's pretty cool, which I actually don't think we have on the car right now. This is for the fuse box in the engine bay. And yeah, no, we don't have it. I think it used to have one, but someone must have took it off. But yeah, we're gonna be able to update the interior, and I also want to finish that middle console, that center console. All right, cool. We got the first one, man. That looks so good. Hell yeah, it does a lot for the car. I was gonna flip it so that way when you're like reading it from out here, it's right side up. But I decided to face it like this because the one on the airbox is already facing this way. So I kind of, just to keep everything uniform. Damn, this one really got me hyped. Look how good that looks. Oh my God. And then we just got this one installed. That shit is clean. It's the little things, man. It's the little things. And then I cleaned up the fuse panel here, put that sticker on there, put the sticker for the hood latch, put these two down here. I cleaned up this plastic piece, put the trunk one and the gas one. And then look at how good these look now. That looks sick. And then we got the lock in there. But yeah, man, damn, that looks so sick. Look at that. Hell yeah. I wish I would have got a horn one, because there was a horn sticker here, but oh well, I can do without that. One thing that frustrated the hell out of me was I took off the stickers that this rear window had, because the previous owner had, I believe they were like those parking stickers for apartments. And I hate how stickers look on cars. I'm gonna even get rid of this stupid emblem here. That way we just have the Honda OE decals. But yeah, man, she's coming together. So now that we got that done, I want to continue on the interior because we have more things to do. I want to vacuum the carpet. I was thinking of shampooing it, but it actually does look like it's pretty clean. I think just the vacuuming will do a lot for it. And then I got some floor mats to put in there too. And I also got something nice that's it's kind of out of sight until you look at it, but I got these things for the pedals. Brand new pads, man. I got two of those, one for the brake, one for the clutch, and then this one for the gas. All right, the next thing I want to do in here is find a spot for this oil pressure gauge. I got it, it's a glow shift. You can see it right there. That's the brand, Glow Shift. And I've been looking through here trying to figure out exactly where I want it, because they sell gauge pods for like to delete this, take this out, or for your vent right here. But I feel like all of that stuff gives to the feel of the OEM-ness in here, you know what I mean? I don't want to start tearing things up. And up to this point, everything that I've done to the car, the swap, literally everything to the interior, it's reversible. So we can go back to the automatic if we need to. We can go back to the stock engine if we need to, because we didn't tear up any of the harnesses coming to the body. And like the shifter, obviously this comes out. The pedals we can take back out. But I'm thinking that this might be the only thing that isn't going to be reversible, because the location I'm thinking of putting this thing is right here. I think it'll look really good though. See, because if you're driving, you're probably like right here, you can see the gauge down here, you know what I'm saying? And it's low key, it's not all in your face, and it still looks good. It's gonna look sick, man. And plus we need the oil pressure gauge, because this doesn't have it. It only has fuel and the coolant temperature. And if I don't put it on, I'm gonna be paranoid. So I just figured out the wiring, because I'm gonna use what's called an expandable fuse, so we can pretty much plug into these fuses here. And I'm gonna be using this one for the constant power that's coming to the car. That's for like the radio and all that, the clock, interior lights, and the cigarette lighter. And then after that, I need to hook to one that has power when you turn on the key, which is gonna be, I could use any of these three here, see a cooling fan, alternator, or wiper. But I'm just gonna go with the wiper one because alternator and cooling fan are too, they're more crucial than the wipers. So if anything happens to the wiper, will be good instead of using that one. Same thing with the cigarette lighter over here. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. It has these in here and I wanted those to stay in there. Yes. Hell yeah, I'm glad they didn't break off all crazy. Now, we just gotta fit this thing in here. Yeah, I'll just use a Dremel to just make it a little bit bigger and she'll fit nice and snug, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, we got the hole drilled out and I didn't have a Dremel tool because it fit kind of tight at first to kind of open this, what the hell, to open it up a little bit. But I was able to use the drill with the like a stiffer wire wheel, and that actually acted as like a little grinder, and I was able to open it up more. So now it goes like that. Let's see, come on, baby. Ooh, shit. Let's go. That shit fits snug, boy. Hell yeah. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yes. See, like, it's so low key down here. Look at that. That's sick. Let's go. I'm so happy about that. All right, guys. Got everything all wired in. Those are nice and simple. So if you ever do this, get some expandable fuses. Makes life way easier. They should light up now. It's not really bright, bro. Is it because there's no reading on it? I don't know. Should technically just work, bro. That's weird. Before we finish off the interior, I just want to show you guys this piece here, man. So this is a plate that covers the holes on the tunnel if you're doing an auto to manual swap, because there's others on the market that only cover the holes but don't have these posts here. And what these do is it allows you to screw in the side right here of the center console plastic, so that way it's held down really nice. And it also comes with this rubber boot here, which is actually a Honda part. Surprisingly, they still make it, I guess. The only thing that I wish was a little better was the hole here, because it doesn't quite line up perfectly. I don't know if he got the measurements off a sedan, because you can see it says it works on a sedan and a hatch. So I don't know if the sedan one might be different and that's what he got the measurements off of, or whatever. I don't know. But other than that, man, this piece would be perfect. Not sponsored, just wanted to show a cool ass piece. All right, guys, this thing is in. I'm so happy with that. Look at this. Look how good that shit looks, God. Oh my God. That shit is so clean. And now I finally got the gauge to work, because it wasn't lighting up fully and it wouldn't work at the same time as the radio. And that's because I had it plugged in wrong. So what I had to do was figure out, I'm going to explain this. You can fast forward if you want, but for those who want to know. So I've used, let me take these off. I use these expandable fuses here. So it connects to the original fuse slot, but then you have to connect your fuses into the slots on the expandable fuse. And you can see I have two in there, the blue and the yellow one. And before, I was only just using one, so it wasn't completing the circuits how it should be. So I had to use both fuses. And then on one side, so where's an empty one? So you can see right here, on the fuses, one of these sides is the positive side. So you need to have these like oriented in the way they need to be, or else they won't work right. But now everything works, man. We also got a new stereo in here, something light, not too crazy, just so we can have some tunes, because honestly I prefer the sound of the engine anyway, or not the engine, the exhaust. But yeah, man. Yes, look at that. Hell yeah. Let's go, bro. That looks sick. How it's cut into the dash too, man. And then I could change colors too. It'll save whatever I pick. I like that white though. Yes, sir. With the red needle. Whoo, that's sick. Let's go. Like I said, we got some tunes, so now we're bumping a little bit. And then the center console, man, came out so good. So now there's only two things that give it away that it used to be an automatic. I'll show you. So first is the dash. We still have the park, reverse, neutral, drive. And then the second thing is this cut right here. I don't know, because it was already like that when I bought the car. So I don't know if the previous owner cut it or if it was like that. But either way, I don't know what to do with it though, because let me know in the comments if you make it this far in the video. Let me know in the comments what I should do with this. Should I, because my sister-in-law knows how to sew really good, so I could probably pay her to like sew that up and make it look like hopefully nothing happened, or I can leave it and have it be like a battle wound, you know what I'm saying, of its past life, which actually looks pretty cool because it has like the underneath little carpet style in there, so it kind of looks like the guts inside of there. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, let me know in the comments, and yeah, I guess we'll go with whatever wins. So, but yeah, man, we got the full interior done, looking really fucking good. Everything's ready in there. We got the pedal pads, we got the floor vacuumed out, the new floor mats, we got the center console in there, put the back seat in, and then we also did the exhaust, and we also did the cooling system, which was huge because this radiator, I got it from a guy I used to work with named Karsten. Shout out Karsten. We got the fan to turn on a couple times actually. We don't have any leaks whatsoever. Look at that. Hell yeah. The only thing that really kind of bothers me is the holes in the seat. Remember, these are the ones I got from the junkyard. I got them for 30 bucks a piece. This one, look how clean that is. I couldn't put that one over here though because of how the mechanisms were lined up and stuff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to figure something out. Maybe I could put like a towel that's kind of close to that color, or try to do something with the middle sections. I don't know. Let me know in the comments about that too. But yeah, man, a lot of fucking good work went into this video. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.